Have you ever wondered why you think the way you think? Well, today I'm going to challenge some of those thoughts, some of which are limiting beliefs that you place on yourself that's preventing you from getting to the next level of your life. We've all been conditioned one way or another, some positively affecting us, some negatively. That's why it's often said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. But before we get started, I need you to understand that I'm that friend that's going to tell you what you need to hear, but not always how you want to hear it. I need you to understand, though, that I'm coming from a place of love, always. I just need you to get comfortable being uncomfortable here. As the great Myron Golden once said, seldom in life can we be stretched to our full potential unless we are broken first. And on my channel, I'm aiming to break every limiting belief that you place on yourself prior to meeting me. In life, we get what we are. So I want to challenge your limiting beliefs so that you can become your best self, so you can do the thing God called you to do, so you can have all the desires of your heart. In order to understand life, we have to understand that everything happens for a reason. And by everything, I mean everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You cannot have a testimony without a test. You gotta go through some stuff to get to some stuff. It's that simple. But the key to passing a test, the key to becoming a better version of yourself, is to ask the most important question that I believe that you can ask in life is why. When you understand that your life is God's plan, asking why will do a few different things. The first thing it will do is initiate curiosity. Why this, why that, why this, why that? And I know it's often said that curiosity kills the cat, but what Joe says is, aren't you glad you're not a cat? Because curiosity is going to lead you down a path to where you have to look at everything past the surface. And when you dive past the surface, you're going to start getting answers to questions that you didn't even know to ask. It's going to put you in a space to where you look at life differently than you've ever saw it before, which in turn is going to award you so much freedom. It's going to be able to grant you an opportunity to see how God moves and how God works in your life. So again, you become sensitive and more aware of when things are not working out, why, when things are working out, why, and even when they aren't working out, how they still are working out for you. But that's another discussion for another video. Well, I wasn't gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, right? Just real quick. You see the scar on my face? This scar been on my face since I was 10 years old. And I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? But it hindered me for so long, because when I thought about myself, I thought people saw me as a black male with a scar on my face and wondered what type of stuff was he in, where somebody slashed his face, or he must be a roughneck, whatever. Like all of this limiting beliefs that was in my head about what people thought about me, instead of what Joe thought about Joe, right? So my mom and her coworker, it was a Friday, they went to go get their checks, they worked together, they was out going to go like shopping, you know, like just get household items and stuff like that. So I decided to stay with her son. Her son was like 4 years older than me, very intelligent guy. And I just always liked to be around people who were smarter than me so I could learn more. So he had a chore to go clean out the pool in the backyard, and I decided to go with him. They had a Rottweiler in the backyard. Now, the Rottweiler was barking because it's a dog. You know, it barks with somebody they don't know, but I didn't think it was like vicious. So I was aware of the dog. I wasn't like getting too close and what I thought was too close. But the dog eventually jumped up on me at 10 years old and bit my face. The dog was locked on my face for so long, I was squirming, crying, that once it eventually got off of me and I had to have 18 stitches in the side of my face, the doctor told my mom if the dog would have been latched onto my face for an additional 5 seconds, that I would have lost all of the feeling, all of the nerves in my left side of my face would have been dead, and I would have lost all the feeling in the side of my face. So for that, I'm grateful, because though I have a scar here, though I may feel some tingling from time to time, I can still feel. And for that, I'm grateful. But I got to a point where the scar been on my face longer than it hasn't been on my face. And I asked myself, like, I had to change what I thought about myself based upon, because it's not going anywhere. Along with some other scars on my body, but I'll talk about that in another video. But for this particular day, I was brushing my teeth and I asked God why. I said, God, why is the scar on my face? And the answer that I got was, because I don't need you to look like what they think you're supposed to look like. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know exactly what that meant, but whatever it is, it's the answer. So I'm going with, that's what it is. And I walked in the room from that point forward as me, as the person. I knew who I was. No matter who thought about me, whatever feeling that they had, it was their own limited belief that they projected on themselves about themselves, because they was insecure about themselves. Has nothing to do with me. Now, what I also began to understand is that you have to get to a point where you understand that you have to want more for yourself in life. Because with limiting beliefs, a lot of them are rooted based upon your family. So if you look at life as a tree, you know, your family is this family tree, and the roots of your family the roots that's deeply rooted is the deeply limiting beliefs, or just the beliefs of the family in itself. You're gonna see that the family gonna have similar diet, similar thought pattern, similar experiences or lack of experiences, and close proximity. It's typically what a family, this what it is. And I like to think that that's okay. That's what it is. That's where God's plan, God designed for you, your family. You can't change who your family is. That's who they are, right? So for me, I like to challenge you to understand that it's okay. Most people gonna say, well, you know what they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree. I want to first start by saying, you should not be believing they anyway. Because if you cannot identify they shouldn't exist. Because they gonna always have something to say. And I want to challenge you, may I submit this to you. Imagine your family tree is on the hill. I wish I had a whiteboard. But imagine this, your family tree, and this the hill, all right? And you so happen to be able to fall off the tree. Now you ain't gotta worry about falling far from it, because now you can roll down this hill. And you're able to roll down this hill into a new environment, to a new yard, to a new everything. New belief system, your eyes is open to be able to be different. And even if you don't even believe, because some people have a hard time believing that you can either be on that hill and fall down, right? Even if you fall close to the tree, be grateful that you failed. Because now you can sow your own seeds into your own beliefs and get deeply rooted into your own beliefs of what you believe, what God's plan and God's vision for you. You don't have to be attached to the limited belief system that your whole family is deeply rooted in. And when you're able to get deeply rooted in God's plan and God's vision for your life, everything changes. Be grateful that you failed. Because everything happens for a reason. I pray this blessed you. And remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. So do everything well. Until next time.